This food makes you age quicker. You might not believe it at first, but there is a common food that is silently stealing your youth. I have seen it happen to so many people, including myself. You feel young, energetic, ready to take on the world. But then, slowly, you start noticing the little things. Your skin looks dull. Fine lines appear before they should. Your energy isn't what it used to be. You wonder why you feel older than you actually are. I used to think it was just part of getting older, until I found out the truth. I remember the day it hit me. I was looking at an old photo. I looked vibrant, full of life. But when I looked in the mirror that day, I saw someone who looked tired and worn out. It was not just about wrinkles or gray hair. It was the way I felt, weighed down, exhausted. I thought I was doing everything right. Eating healthy, exercising, getting enough sleep. Yet, I was aging faster than I should have been. It was frustrating. I needed answers. That is when I started digging deeper. I began researching everything about aging. I read books, watched documentaries, spoke to nutritionists and doctors. And then, the truth hit me like a ton of bricks. The very food I was consuming every single day was speeding up my aging process. It felt like a betrayal. I thought it was harmless. I thought it was normal, but it was quietly robbing me of my youth. This food is sugar. Not just the sugar you add to your coffee or tea. It is everywhere. In sauces, snacks, even in foods that are marketed as healthy. It is sneaky. It hides behind names like high fructose corn syrup, glucose, sucrose. I never realized how much I was consuming. I thought a little here and there would not hurt. But I was wrong. Dead wrong. The more I learned, the more it made sense. Sugar breaks down collagen and elastin in your skin. These are the proteins that keep your skin firm and youthful. When they break down, wrinkles and sagging start to appear. It does not happen overnight. It is a slow process. So slow that you do not notice it until one day you look in the mirror and wonder where the years went. I remember feeling so foolish. How could I have missed this? But it is not just about appearance. Sugar affects your body from the inside out. It increases inflammation, leading to joint pain and stiffness. It messes with your energy levels, giving you a quick high followed by a crash that leaves you exhausted. It even impacts your brain, affecting memory and focus. I was aging not just on the outside, but on the inside too. And all because of sugar. I felt angry. Angry at the food industry for hiding sugar in almost everything. Angry at myself for being so naive. But mostly, I felt determined. Determined to take back control of my life and my youth. I knew it was not going to be easy. Sugar is addictive. The cravings are real. But I had to do it. Not just to look younger, but to feel younger. To feel alive again. I started by reading every label. I was shocked to see how many foods were loaded with sugar. Even things I thought were healthy, like yogurt and granola. I cut them out, one by one. The first few days were brutal. I felt irritable, cranky. I had headaches and mood swings. But I pushed through. I reminded myself why I was doing this. To take back control. To feel vibrant and youthful again. After a week, I noticed a change. My energy levels became more stable. I was not crashing in the afternoon like I used to. My skin started to look better, more alive. The fine lines were not as noticeable. I felt lighter, not just physically but mentally too. I felt like I had woken up from a long fog. It was incredible, but the real change came after a month. People started noticing. They would ask me what I was doing differently. They said I looked more rested, happier. It felt good. But more than that, I felt good. I felt like I had turned back the clock. I was not just living, I was thriving. I realized then that this was not just about cutting out sugar. It was about reclaiming my life. I felt more in control, more confident. I did not need sugar to feel good anymore. I was getting that energy naturally, from real, wholesome food. And the best part? I did not feel deprived. I felt free. I'm sharing this because I do not want you to go through what I did. I did not want you to wake up one day feeling old before your time. I did not want you to wonder where your energy went or why your skin looks tired. I want you to feel vibrant, alive, youthful. But that will not happen unless you take action. Unless you decide that enough is enough. I know it is hard. Sugar is everywhere. It is addictive, but you are stronger than you think. You can break free from its grip. Start small. Cut out one sugary item at a time. Read labels. Educate yourself. The more you know, the more power you have. Do not let sugar steal your youth. Do not let it rob you of your vitality. I wish someone had told me this sooner. I wish I had known how much damage I was doing to myself. But I know now, and I am never going back. I have seen the difference it makes. Not just in how I look, but in how I feel. I feel alive again. I feel like myself again. And I want that for you too. If you're tired of feeling tired, if you are frustrated with looking older than you feel, then it is time to make a change. It is time to take control of your life. It is time to break free from sugar. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. I promise you that. You deserve to feel vibrant, energetic, youthful. You deserve to live your life to the fullest. Do not let sugar take that away from you. Not anymore. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to feel young again. All you have to do is decide. Now, let's clear some common questions. What are healthier alternatives that can satisfy cravings without aging you? I know what it is like to crave something sweet, something comforting, something that feels like a little escape from the stresses of life. I have been there more times than I can count. There were days when I thought I could not get through without my favorite sugary treats. But as the years went by, I noticed something unsettling. The more I gave in to those cravings, the older I looked and felt. My skin lost its glow. My energy levels were all over the place. And I felt weighed down. Not just physically, but emotionally too. I did not understand why at first. I thought I was just getting older. But then I learned the truth about sugar. It was stealing my youth. Silently, relentlessly. I knew I needed to change, but I was terrified of the cravings. I did not want to feel deprived. I did not want to live a life without joy or pleasure. So I set out to find healthier alternatives. Things that could satisfy my cravings without aging me. And let me tell you, it was a journey. I stumbled. I gave in to temptation more than once. But I kept going because I wanted to feel alive again. I wanted to feel vibrant, youthful, free, and I did it. I found the answers, and now I am here, sharing them with you. One of the first things I discovered was the magic of fresh fruit. I know it sounds simple, maybe even boring, but do not underestimate the power of nature's candy. Fruits like berries, apples, and oranges are naturally sweet, but they are also packed with antioxidants and vitamins that protect your skin from aging. I started keeping a bowl of fresh berries in my fridge. Whenever I craved something sweet, I would reach for those instead of a sugary snack. It was not easy at first. My taste buds were so used to the intense sweetness of processed sugar. But over time, I began to appreciate the subtle, natural sweetness of fruit, and I noticed a difference. My skin looked brighter. My energy was more stable. It was a small change with a big impact. But I knew I needed more than just fruit to keep my cravings at bay. That is when I discovered the power of nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds. They became my go-to snacks. They are not just crunchy and satisfying. They are full of healthy fats and proteins that keep you full and energized. And they do not spike your blood sugar like sugary snacks do. I would mix a handful of nuts with some dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher. It was rich, indulgent, but did not age me like regular chocolate. It was a game changer. I could enjoy a treat without feeling guilty or sluggish afterward. I also learned about the wonders of Greek yogurt, the unsweetened kind. At first, it tasted bland, almost sour, but I started adding fresh fruit, a drizzle of honey, some crushed nuts. It became a delicious, creamy dessert that satisfied my sweet tooth without the harmful effects of sugar. And the probiotics in yogurt did wonders for my digestion, which in turn made my skin clearer and more radiant. It was a win-win, but the journey did not stop there. I craved something more substantial sometimes, something that felt like real dessert. That is when I found out about date-based treats. Dates are naturally sweet, but they are also packed with fiber and nutrients. I started making energy balls with dates, nuts, and cocoa powder. They were rich, chocolatey, satisfying, and they did not leave me feeling tired or guilty. I would have one with a cup of green tea, another powerful anti-aging drink, and I felt like I was indulging, but I was actually nourishing my body. There were times when I missed the crunch of cookies or chips. That is when I turned to roasted chickpeas and vegetable chips, carrot chips, zucchini chips, even kale chips. They were crunchy, flavorful, and they did not make me feel bloated or sluggish. They were my guilt-free snack that kept me on track, and they were full of vitamins and minerals that kept my body youthful and strong. One of the most surprising discoveries on my journey was herbal teas. I used to think of tea as something boring, something you drink when you are sick. But then I tried different herbal blends. Peppermint, hibiscus, chamomile. They were fragrant, flavorful, and they satisfied my cravings for something sweet without any sugar. I would sip on a warm cup of herbal tea in the evening, and it became my little ritual, a moment of peace, comfort, and it helped me sleep better, which is another powerful anti-aging secret. It was not just about replacing sugar. It was about changing my relationship with food. I started savoring each bite, enjoying the natural flavors. Listening to my body, I realized that my cravings were not just about hunger. They were about emotions, stress, loneliness, boredom. And once I understood that, I was able to find healthier ways to cope. Going for a walk, calling a friend, writing in my journal. It made all the difference. I'm not going to lie. It was not always easy. There were days when I craved my old sugary favorites. Days when I felt like giving up. But then I would look in the mirror and see the difference. My skin was glowing. My eyes were brighter. I felt lighter, happier, more alive. I was aging in reverse. And that kept me going. I am sharing this because I want you to know that it is possible. You can satisfy your cravings without aging yourself. You can enjoy food without guilt, without fear. You do not have to give up pleasure or joy. You just have to choose wisely. Choose foods that nourish your body, that keep you youthful and vibrant. It is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about making better choices one day at a time. It is about loving yourself enough to say no to the foods that hurt you and yes to the ones that heal you. I did it, and so can you. Trust me, it is worth it. You are worth it. If you're tired of feeling old before your time, if you're frustrated with cravings that seem to control you, then take this step. Try these alternatives. Give yourself the gift of health, of youth, of life. You will not regret it. I promise you that. How can breaking free from this food's grip transform not just your appearance, but your entire life? I have lived long enough to know that food is more than just fuel. It is comfort. It is pleasure. It is a companion during lonely nights and a reward after a hard day. But there is a dark side to this relationship, especially when it comes to sugar and processed foods. I did not always realize it. I was like everyone else, reaching for a sugary snack when I was stressed, indulging in desserts to celebrate or to soothe my worries. I thought it was harmless, just a little treat here and there. But over time, I began to notice the changes, not just in my appearance, but in my entire life. I felt sluggish. My mind was foggy. I was moody, anxious. I was aging faster than I should have been. And yet, I could not stop. It was as if this food had a grip on me, controlling me. Breaking free from that grip was one of the hardest things I have ever done. But it was also the most transformative. When I finally let go of those foods, it was like a fog lifting. I started to see clearly, not just in the mirror, but in my mind, in my soul. I felt lighter, not just because I lost weight, but because I was no longer burdened by cravings and guilt. I was free, and that freedom changed everything. The first thing I noticed was my appearance. I did not expect it to happen so quickly, but within weeks of cutting out sugar and processed foods, my skin looked brighter, smoother. I used to have dark circles under my eyes, fine lines that seemed to get deeper every year, but they started to fade. My eyes looked more awake, more alive. People started to ask me if I was getting more sleep or if I was using some new skincare product. But the truth was, I was just eating real food, whole foods that nourish my body instead of robbing it of its vitality. But the transformation went so much deeper than just my appearance. My energy levels were through the roof. I used to wake up feeling tired, dragging myself through the day, relying on caffeine and sugar to keep me going. But once I broke free from those foods, I felt a steady, lasting energy that I had not felt in years. I was more productive, more focused. I could think clearly. solve problems faster. It was like my mind had been set free. That mental clarity did more than just help me at work or with daily tasks. It changed the way I saw my life, my relationships, my purpose. I started to realize just how much I had been numbing myself with food, using sugar to mask my stress, my sadness, my boredom. But once I stopped, I was forced to face my emotions, to feel them fully. And that was terrifying at first, but it was also liberating. I learned to cope with my feelings in healthier ways, to express them, to deal with them head on. And that made me stronger, braver, more authentic. I began to feel more connected, not just to myself, but to the people around me. When you're not constantly distracted by cravings or weighed down by guilt and shame, you become more present, more open. I was able to listen better, to be more patient, more loving. My relationships deepened. I became a better friend, a better partner, a better human being. There was also a spiritual shift. I started to feel gratitude for the simple things. Real food, fresh air, a clear mind. I began to appreciate my body, not just for how it looked, but for what it could do, how it could heal, how it could feel vibrant and alive. I started to see food as nourishment, as a way to honor my body, not as a crutch or a reward. That change in perspective made all the difference. I will not lie to you. It was not an easy journey. There were days when I craved my old favorites, days when I wanted to give in, to go back to the comfort of sugar and processed foods. But then I would remember how far I had come, how much lighter I felt, how much more alive. And I kept going, because I knew that nothing tasted as good as freedom felt. Breaking free from that food's grip transformed my life in ways I never imagined. It gave me back my youth, my energy, my peace of mind. It helped me discover who I really was. Without the fog, without the numbness, it made me stronger, happier, more alive. I can do the same for you. If you're feeling trapped, if you're tired of feeling tired, if you're fed up with the cravings, the guilt, the endless cycle, I am here to tell you that you can break free. You can take back control of your life. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. More than you can ever imagine. You're stronger than you think. You are capable of change, of growth, of transformation. Do not let food control you. Do not let it rob you of your youth, your energy, your joy. Break free. Take back your life. You deserve it. I did it. And so can you. One day at a time. One choice at a time. You are worth the effort. You are worth the fight. Do not let anything hold you back. Not even yourself. Break free. And watch how your entire life transforms. Just like mine did. I promise you, it is the most beautiful journey you will ever take. If you like today's discussion, don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated with every video we release. And yes, don't forget to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. Every comment is special to us. Your feedback helps us improve further. We'll continue to meet you in every new video on this channel. So until next time, take care.